All right, here we go, everybody. The king has returned. The king is back. It's time for Return to the King. You know who I'm talking about, don't you? Jin-Yong is back. He is back, baby, after missing about 2 months out with broken ribs. What happened with him when he broke his ribs in that fateful match 2 months ago is he was actually trying to make a tackle, and I don't know how you break your ribs making a tackle, but he certainly managed to accomplish that task quite well, and he's back now, and the fans are excited. The ladies' choice, of course, Jin-Yong is our pretty boy, playing back in defensive center midfield and one of the true stars of this team. Here's another star, Hwang Bo-won, taking the ball now up the pitch, and he has a little bit of a crossover there to Han Jin, a little floater of a cross. The Han Jin's able to direct goalwards, but nothing happening. We're only going to see a little bit of Jin-Yong today because he's not fully recovered, but we do want to get him back into action, of course. And if you haven't been following us along in the blog, you need to start reading the blog and reading all about Jin-Yong and what a favorite he is among our female fans. And I know that there must be some of you out here on YouTube as well. Here's Tongjun over to Jonovic, and that's a ridiculous crossover to Kim Yong-il. Kim Yong back to Park Myung-sung, and he looks for his compatriot Kim Kung-jin, who is fouled. And here, who do we have here taking this penalty here? This is Torres taking the penalty, and he... That's a ridiculous penalty. That's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, he barely just taps that one in, and it works perfectly, and the keeper doesn't even move, doesn't even react. And it is 1-0 Yanbian FC. We're in Ningxia, by the way, playing Ningxia Renhaishi, a team that I couldn't find much information about, unfortunately. I know that they're a real-life team, but not much internet information out there about them. Anyway, apparently their goalkeeper is not very good, as we saw there. We, by the way, have Wu Ping back in goal. You remember him. He's that 15-year-old who doesn't have any self-confidence. And we have him in goal because I haven't been so impressed with our other goalkeepers. And I figure we might as well give him another shot. Jin-Yong now dumping that one up to Han Jin, who looked like he was surprised to see that happen. That's not a good sign. Han Jin with a horrible pass backwards. Torres now over to Jonovic. Jonovic over to Kim Yong-il. I tell you, Kim Yong-il hasn't really been doing much for us, which is why he hasn't been playing much. He was looking again from Kim Kung-jin there and was unable to find him. Pak now over to Jin-Yong. Jin-Yong looking again for Kim Yong-il, not happening, but Jin-Yong gets it back over to Han Jin, here to Hwang Bo-won, who has the shot from range, and it's blocked. That was a good thought, at least, but not quite as good as we needed. And here's Tongjun now with the corner. And I did set up the corners this time. You can see only we have fans there. It looks like Ningxia doesn't have any fans at all in their own stadium, which is a very interesting sight. Attendance of 457 at this match, and that's a big park for 457 people. I'll tell you what. Our free kick ends up going nowhere, and Donglei kicks it right back to Breno, over to Kim Yong-il, over to Songjun, and Jin-Yong takes it again, and he puts it up to Han Jin. Han Jin is not playing very well at all. We're going to take him off at halftime. And Jonovic now just knocks his man down, grabs the ball. Jonovic is kind of odd, doesn't have much tactical familiarity, up to Jin-Yong, over to Han Jin. Han Jin's way offside. He's having a bad game. Jonovic, I was looking at before this match, doesn't have any tactical familiarity at all, which is odd because he spends all of his time with the North Koreans. Breno now after this free kick and nothing doing. And back we come with Donglei kicking it back, and Torres has it again. But this time it's sort of cleared, sort of crossed out. I don't know what that was. Tongjun takes it off of him over to Han Jin. Han Jin now up to Hwang Bo-won, can't find him. Back to Torres again. Torres over to Park Myung-sung. And Park Myung-sung back to Breno. Breno over to Park Myung-sung, over to Tongjun. Tongjun back to Park, back to Breno. Over to Kim Kung-jin, back to Jin-Yong. Over to Kim Yong-il, who has it for a shot. And Donglei, I guess, got onto that one. That one was going wide anyway. He didn't need to save it. But Kim Yong-il, if he's going to impress me, he's got to do a little bit better than this when he's given these opportunities. I mean, according to that animation, it doesn't even look like he kicked it. It looks like it was kicked away by the defender, but whatever. We'll take it. Songjun now with the corner. Songjun steps back and then steps forward over to Han Jin, and Han Jin, like I said before, is just not having a good game. And I guess that was a clear-cut chance, even though there were 5 defenders around Han Jin. One of the most ridiculous defensive a corner routine I've ever seen. Breno now over to Han Jin again. Han Jin almost loses it once again. Jonovic now. Jonovic pushes it forward, and was that Hwang Bo-won who stopped running? I think it was. Hwang Bo-won's getting a little bit too big for his britches. He got his, whatever it was, 10 goals or something, got his advanced pay, and then hasn't been doing much. Here he is now, Hwang Bo-won. Does he see his man? He's got a man. Does he see him? It doesn't. Takes it himself and scores a goal. I'm not going to make fun of Hwang Bo-won anymore. That's 15 for the season for Hwang Bo-won. Beautiful, beautiful goal. Made it himself. Decided to go up around that perimeter and said, I don't care about what my teammates do. He had 2 men there he could have crossed it to, and instead says, no, I'm going to do a little move. I'm going to draw off the defense, and once he gets that hole, boom. And he's not missing that one. Hwang Bo-won, our leading scorer and likely to start in as many matches as possible. He is a true star of this squad. He is one of the best young players that we have, and we want to build the future around him. What we want to do right now, though, is we want to get the ball back, and that's not going to be hard, as Torres is equal to the task. Over to Jonovic. Jonovic moves it up, and that's over to Kim Kung-jin, who's going to score that one. And it's a scorcher of a goal from Kim Kung-jin. We love to see that, and that's another youngster we want to build this team around. Kim Kung-jin is the right Kim. Kim Yong-il, I don't know about him, but Kim Kung-jin has it. He has it, baby. I mean, just look at this. Excellent, excellent pass forward, and the keeper's in good position, but he's not going to stop that one. Beautiful, beautifully done. And we have a 3-0 lead just like that. And everybody's playing well, except, of course, for Han Jin, who I'm very concerned about. He's wearing the captain's armband today, and yeah, I'm not so sure about that choice. Jonovic now. Jonovic has it forward. Back to Torres. Torres sits on it for a while. Back to Breno. Breno looking for an opening over to Park Myung-sung. Over to Songjun. Back to Kim Yong-il. Kim Yong-il now. Over to Han Jin, and he's going to miss. Oh, no, Han Jin actually scores it. Can you imagine that? He finally did something good for us today. Han Jin has a sitter and scores it 4-0 Yanbian FC. That was a good pass there by Kim Yong-il. I'm starting to think that we should start Kim Yong-il more often here on that right side and not start him as a striker because he hasn't been scoring at all. But he's doing a great job of opening up the lane for others and getting the pitch kind of opened up a little bit and creating some space. Songjun now kicks it back to Kim Yong-il. Kim Yong-il has a shot from range, and as soon as I say he doesn't score, then he scores for us. 3rd goal of the season for Kim Yong-il, and he holds up his North Korean leader badge in celebration. And boy, I tell you, that was an exciting goal, wasn't it? And it's 5-0 Yanbian FC just like that. And if you've been watching these videos so far, you know what to expect. That's what we do. We score in bunches, and once we score, baby, we don't let up at all. We keep our feet on the gas and we go forward to the end, and we pump it at them as hard as we can. And that's the end, not of the game. That's the end of the first half. And we like blah, 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 number of shots on target. We are excited. We do need to take Jin-Yong off because he is tiring. We're going to put Calvo on and see what he can do. The fans are delighted with his performance. Han Jin's performance, I'm not particularly delighted with. We're going to go with Liu Yue here instead, and we're going to keep it at that. Wu Ping, by the way, having a good game in goal. I don't know. Maybe we should start the 15-year-old more often. Let me know in the comments what you think. What would you do with the 15-year-old who has low self-belief? I mean, my initial instinct was, hey, let's keep this guy in the under-19s, and then we'll, once he's of age, we'll just loan him out, and we'll see what happens. But now I'm thinking maybe we should do something with him. Maybe we can start him a little bit more, get him in a mentoring group. We have a good group of guys with a fairly good group of personalities, more balanced players than I would like. But here's Jonovic now, back to Hwang Bo-won, over to Kim Kung-jin. Kim Kung-jin back to Kim Yong-il, and there's a sitter for Kim Yong-il. We're going to keep starting Kim Yong-il here on this right side. I think that we found the correct position for him, and that was beautiful. That was an amazing play. Hwang Bo-won here really makes this. He doesn't get credit for the assist, but he should. Kim Kung-jin there, and all he has to do is just sit that one over, and the defense doesn't know what they're doing and doesn't know where to go, and they're all on the wrong side of the pitch, and we have a 6-0 lead now, and we're looking much better today than we did yesterday. And, that should have been number 7 from Torres, and he just missed that one over the top of the bar. Liu Yue now, and he kicks it forward over to Kim Kung-jin, over to Calvo, is not able to get around onto that, sadly. Liu Yue gets it back over to Calvo over to Kim Kung-jin, and boy, that just misses, man. Oh, man, that was a good save by the keeper, but oh, man, that missed, and Hwang Bo-won was right there to clean up after and to clean up the mess. Liu Yue now comes forward. Liu Yue kicks it forward to Torres not having it. And we haven't done so well from corners here, but we haven't really needed it since we keep winning by 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 goals. But I would like to see us do a little bit better with corners. Kim Kung-jin, man, he just had that ball in the perfect position. He looked like, Shaquille O'Neal there posting up. And that's the way that we do it here with our North Korean players. We post them up like they're Shaq. Let's see if something else happens here. We have all of the Ningxia players here on red ratings, which is never a good sign. And Han Zhitung almost scores that one. That would have been sad for Wu Ping. We wanted to get him his clean sheet for today. Here's Liu Yue now. He's going to take a shot from here. Just watch. And we have our men are scattered in front of him, sort of like ants in no particular formation. And the shot goes through and is stopped by the keeper. Liu Yue now with the corner. And let's see what he can do with this. Liu Yue over to Torres and just not having it. And Torres, he's tall, he's big. He's like 193 centimeters, I think it is. But unfortunately, he just does not have that heading ability that we need. So it is. And we have our 6-0 lead, and we're pushing forward. And the ball goes over to Torres again, and he's on it. Back to Jonovic. Jonovic to Torres. Back to Wu Ping. Wu Ping says, let's set it up again. Over to Jonovic. We still have a couple minutes. Let's see if we can score 2 or 3. Jonovic brings it forward. Jonovic now to Tongjian. Tongjian over to Kim Jong-il, who's got to be offside, and there's no flag up, and over to Calvo again, and Calvo's got an open net, and the referee is nowhere. There he is, and he's not saying anything. I can't believe Kim Jong-il was onside. He looked like he was miles offside. Let's see what they say here. Kim Jong-il and... yeah, I don't know. You can't really see from that particular replay. Let's see if they give us another tight offsides. And if they don't, it's going to be, I guess, a clear-cut story. And they're not going to give us a tight offsides replay. So I guess he was onside. Kim Jong-il has a rating of 10 for this game and has played exceptionally well. And maybe I should start him a little bit more often, huh? We have a pretty good team, don't you think? And, oh, man, Kim Jong-il looking for his hat trick and just misses it. He instead hits that one over to the empty second deck there. And, I mean, there's supposed to be 497 people here. I don't know where they're at. I don't see anybody. 497 maybe counts the people who are running the concession stand. I mean, this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Where are the fans? How come nobody's coming to see us when we're on the road? I mean, they should be seeing us. We're the biggest story in China right now. You know, nobody cares about the China Super League. Everybody cares about the third tier. That's what we care about, baby. Kim Kung-jin looking, and he had an opportunity to sort of thread the needle, unable to do so. Jonovic now over to Huang Bowen. Can't find him. And this is going to be the end of the match right here. Gao Xin now. Gao Xin looks for it. Gao Xin looks unable to do it. And they're just going to sort of kick the ball around, and that is the end. Yanbian have won this one 7-0. Hope you've enjoyed that, and you know what? I am going to see you tomorrow. Take care.